Hey everybody, so this is my third video, and this is where I'm going to be comparing and contrasting, two paintings that I chose out of my collections that I did. And so I know it said that we could choose between compare and contrast two paintings from different collections or from the same, so I chose to do the same. And as you can see, these two paintings, they're both by Diego Rivera. They look very similar. This was a part of my Latin American art movement, and so as you can see, these paintings are very similar, and I think Diego Rivera did that for a reason. And so I think they were meant to be kind of connected, but they're very different. But if we're going to start with how they're kind of alike and we're going to compare them, we're going to start with, if you look at both of them, you can kind of tell, oh, sorry about that, you can kind of tell that these paintings, the people in them, if you look at their expressions on their faces, they both just don't look very happy. The facial expressions just look, I don't know, almost like not satisfied. Like they're not agreeing with their lifestyle, or they're not satisfied with the way that they're having to live their life. Something just doesn't seem fulfilling in their faces. So if you look over here, and this one is called The Night of the Rich, and this one is called The Night of the Poor. And in this one, even though these people over here are living a luxurious life and they're getting to party and have a good time and have nice things, it looks as if they're literally not enjoying it. Like, they just don't look happy. And I think the reason behind that maybe is, you don't always, just because you have a lot of money or you're rich doesn't mean you're going to be satisfied. And I think money doesn't satisfy everybody. It may be for a little bit, but after a while you're going to realize that it doesn't. And I think that's where like greed will get you. And then vice versa over here on The Night of the Poor, they just look very depressed. And it's like they're not happy with the way that their life is going either. Because, they don't have as much. So even though they don't have what the people of the rich do, they're still very depressed because their life, is, they don't have much. They're not as fortunate as people luxurious do, but so you can see just as similar in their faces that, whether you're rich or poor, things aren't always going to be easy, and things aren't always going to feel like the way you want them to. So there is a comparison there. And again, I think Diego Rivera wanted this for a purpose. He wanted us to be able to see different views of people who are rich versus poor. So if we contrast these, we can definitely realize that, being rich is definitely a lot different than being poor. They get to party, they have such nice clothes on, and they're getting to live this interesting life of fancy pleasures and different clothing and just fun things like that. But not necessarily all things are fun, but if you also just look versus at the poor, they don't have anything at all. They all look very sad, and it's like the people just are, they're very unsatisfied with the way that they're having to live their life. But I think, as we can see here, just from like looking at the painting, if we look at their like visual qualities, again, like I said, the clothing, like you have ladies over here who are in nice dresses, and these are people who are in tux with hats. We have people over here who are, they don't look like they have much. They're in overalls and not the most jeweled dresses at the same time. So there's definitely some different visual qualities here. But I think we're given two different perspectives for a reason. And I think some principles of design kind of here we have emphasis on. I think the emphasis here is on the meaning. Like, I think the meaning here is just that you're not always going to be satisfied, whether you're rich or poor. It's a matter of which you handle the way you live your life, I guess. Just being blessed for what you are given. So yeah, I definitely think there's some repetition here. In both these paintings, there's people in like a cluttered little area in both paintings. And I think there's definitely some contrast here. There's variety, different faces. Looks like families versus people maybe who aren't a part of the family. But overall, I think this painting is really good. I think Diego Rivera gave a good message off of this, and I think he did a great job. So thank you for listening.